to tweet 뭐뭐로는 based on. 뭐뭐로는 is based on. So altogether it says, folks, from now on, let's try not to tweet based on uncertain information. Now, that wraps up all the translation process. I hope your pens and pencils are on fire taking notes. Now, you can take a little bit of rest. We're going to listen to the entire dialogue all together. So listen carefully, everybody.
If you've had any unique experiences on Twitter, please share your story.
I first heard about Gary Moore's death on Twitter. The first major news coverage came out on BBC 4 hours after his death.
Wow! You've experienced a tweet that was one step ahead of the news.
But have you seen some of the news pieces that make it onto the timeline? From time to time, I think inaccurate stories are included. I would like to point out that malicious gossip and urban legends only leave people puzzled.
I had a similar encounter and was furious over it. We all need to be careful not to make Twitter into a space for rumors.
Folks, from now on, let's not try to tweet based on uncertain information.
It all comes together really nicely, right? I hope you guys were able to follow along the entire conversation. If not, of course, you can watch the video once more. Now, let's try to take some of the key points, key expressions we went over in the dialogue and apply it onto more expressions. 이야기 좀 들려주세요. Now, 들려주세요. Hear me out on, listen, but we learned the expression, I hope you remember, please listen. No, please share. Please share. And what's a story, everybody? Your story. I'm sure you guys have all interesting stories to tell me. I'm waiting for your tweets. All right, so 이야기 좀 들려주세요. Please share your story. And of course, you can apply this to numerous other sentences as well. So let's take a look at another expression. 경험담 좀 들려주세요. 경험 was experience, right? It's quite simple. Please share your experiences. 경험담 좀 들려주세요. Please share your experiences. Now, it's really straightforward, actually. I mean, if you want to know about somebody's story, experiences, you just ask, right? Please share your experiences. And let's move on to another sentence and apply the same rule. 노래 좀 들려주세요. 노래. What's 노래 in English? I'm sure you guys already know. 노래, a song. 노래 좀 들려주세요. Please share a song. 노래 좀 들려주세요. Please share a song. Of course, what you're taking away from this expression is please share. 뭐뭐 좀 들려주세요. Please share. Now let's take a look at another expression. 트위터로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. 트위터로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. You heard it first here. You could say, I hope you remember, I first heard. 어디서? On Twitter. I first heard on Twitter. 트위터로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard on Twitter. And let's now apply it to a different context. And let's take a look at the example. 소문으로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard. Now, 소문 in English is rumors, word of mouth, gossip, but these all have very negative connotations to it. So I want to introduce through the grapevine. Through the grapevine. Now, grapevines are very complicated, right? So if a rumor comes through a grapevine, you could understand that it will be kind of jaded. It won't be a fact anymore. It's very likely that it won't be a fact anymore. So one more time. 소문으로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard through the grapevine. One more time. 소문으로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard through the grapevine. And of course, we can apply it to a completely different context as well. Let's take a look at the next example. 전화로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard 전화로 on the phone. I recommend over the phone. I first heard over the phone. Now you can say on the phone because you go on the phone to talk to somebody, but I've just heard so many more people use the expression over the phone. So this is just my personal recommendation. 전화로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard over the phone. One last time. 전화로 가장 먼저 들었습니다. I first heard over the phone. Now, we went over a dialogue, we went over expressions, and that means we're completely equipped and ready to move on to Twitter Writing 140. Now, Twitter Writing 140 is where we take some of your very clever creations, very intelligent, very witty tweets, and we help you translate it and, come up with more smooth structures, more common expressions. All right, so let's hear what you have to offer.
완벽주의자가 되려 하지 말고 경험주의자가 되라.
어제 맥주를 마셨는데 먹을수록 멀쩡해지는 희한한 경험을 했어요. 예술은 경험에 따라 형성되기도 하고 망가지기도 하는 것 같다.
I really do enjoy this section because you come up with some of the most creative things that I can never even imagine. So, let's take a look at your first sentence. 완벽주의자가 되려 하지 말고 경험주의자가 되라. And you wrote, don't be perfect, man.